Alright, so last time was a pretty successful run with a fighting ship. So-called. But I think today is time to make something a little bit on the smaller scale so that we can attach it to our rover and use it to battle things in that case. So let's attempt to make something a little bit on the smaller side. We haven't fixed our fighter right here just yet, but we will eventually. Or we just scrap it. I don't know. I kind of do want to keep it, so we should probably keep it in this case. Let's build it off of here this time, so it's a little bit easier. So we're going to make something smaller. Definitely smaller, and we could go to the route of a drone if we want to, but I think I want to kind of keep it not necessarily a drone, but more something I could use as well. A drone would obviously be a lot easier and smaller to utilize and fly myself, but we'll see kind of how that kind of goes. So rockets, we have 42 of these rockets, and I think the main piece of the drone is going to be rockets. I kind of feel like we should just add a rocket, not an assault cannon, which was a decent idea, but it seems like a bad idea too, because it's a one shot, one hit type of thing, and it wasn't hitting. So we could switch it up to the auto cannon instead, or even go back to regular turrets and everything like that too. Okay, so medium cargo container can hold a lot of missiles. That's good to know. A smaller cargo container probably won't be able to carry as much. How much does a small grid? How much does this carry? That's what I need to know. 125, which only holds 2 rockets at a time. So we kind of need. I didn't want to go the route of a medium cargo container at all, but actually, you know what? If it's a drone, we could load it up. Yeah, not drone, but if it's a smaller ship, we can always load it up anyway, so we should be okay. All right, let's try this one more time. And this time a lot smaller, so we can go the route of another saddle again. So let's just throw on the saddle right up here. Like so, and we just kind of figure out from there. So it's gonna be something much smaller, so we just need a couple of batteries. I think one battery might be able to do it, and we can add that one battery back here, or we add several small batteries. That's a possibility too. I'm gonna come to mimic what we did before with a small conveyor right over there. So we add one here, and then we can add the batteries and everything too. But I think I'm gonna try us on a small connector. Haven't used this yet, so this one is a small connector, which used to be the ejector. So we can tack it down here. Looking good. And then we just need batteries. So the batteries, once again, we can go small or we can just go big. I don't know. Big battery is actually a little bit better. Actually, you know what? Why don't we go with the reactor? That would be much better. But still, we need batteries. Of course, for the thruster. But a reactor would be nice to have. So a small reactor would require a significant amount of items here, but let's see what it's going to take. We don't need to queue this up. We don't need to queue that up. Don't need to queue that up. It takes 100. The small one takes 100. The small one takes 3, not 100. Oh, you know what? It's a large grid. It's based on large grid, so we don't need that much. So let's just get rid of that. Okay, so the reactor, if we could plug one on here. I like this one. This is a nice little reactor. We could plug it back here if we want to, but I think back here, right behind us, I mean, sounds like a bad idea where it's going to radiate behind us, but actually, you know what? We can stick it here. I'd rather not stick it here, but for some reason, that might be the better bet. Probably not. Actually, let's stick it right over here. That's, yeah, we're just going to do that. So it doesn't take too much components, which is great. That's actually pretty good. I hopefully got the right port. The port should be there, I think. Yeah. Yeah, the port's there. So that ends the port. So that kind of ruins it a bit. And of course, we could tack on batteries. So do we want to use small batteries or large batteries? A large battery would look kind of like this back here. So that's not exactly what I like to have. It's going to be too long. So I think we're going to go the route of having small batteries. I think that would be the better bet at this time. So we can add a ton of them up top and also on the bottom if we need to. We could add some to the sides as well. So it's going to add it right around here to surround it. And that should be decent in terms of having batteries. And I think if we do the same amount of batteries for so small grid battery should be, let's see here. I think, yeah, 9 times 2, 18 of batteries. So 18 small batteries may equate to one that's large ones. And we only got 6. So long way to go if we're going to go this route. So we could do this to make it a little bit longer and add 1 or 2 right here. And we should have a decent amount. So we should have, looks like 12. 12 should be okay. We might be able to get away with just 12. Maybe not, I'm not sure. But worth the risk of just doing 12. And then from there, we can add on the missiles and everything like that as well. And the missiles, we probably want to block out any chance for this gets shot. So we're going to have to do some things here. So I think we're going to do a little bit different this time. We're going to do some carbon fiber, I think we want to go with. And throwing out some designs here. Yeah, we'll work on the bottom later. The top we can easily cover it the same exact way as we've been doing it before, which is a half block and a slope. We do that for now. Here we were using this slope block, but looks like we have to change that up to this one right here for now, because we're covering up that piece over there. Let's just figure out where we want to put the missiles. So if we go with the route of missiles, I think we could just use 1 missile to fire. Yeah, I think that's going to be more than enough. So actually, you know what? Let me get rid of this. Don't like this look. Don't need these. And we just tack on a missile launcher. I think 1 is more than enough. If anything, we could tack on some Gatlins, but I'm not a fan of Gatlins too much because it's a little harder to aim with it, and we have to get pretty close. 800, but it spreads out a little bit. So you run into that issue of, yeah, getting way too close and not able to like just leave. So I think we're just going to do 1 single missile or rocket launcher. So we can use, I think we're going to use the original rocket launcher in this case. Well, that's actually pretty long for a rocket launcher. Interesting. That actually is that long. And the reloadable one is actually pretty small. So that's interesting as well. Ooh, I forgot we could tack on autocannons here. Do we go the route of a single autocannon? That might be the strat here. Alright, let's not do that for now. Let's just do... We could probably create 2 ships in this case. So 1 is a rocket launcher. Then 2, we could do an autocannon if anything. But the ammo is going to cost a lot. And we have a lot of rocket launcher ammo right in this moment. So we can utilize that instead. Okay, so I think to cover this thing up, we can use half armor blocks. Like so. And of course we could do that slope again. So you can do it right there. So there we have a bit of a sniper looking like thing, which is not too bad. I'm not going to close that out just yet. I think we can extend this out a little bit more. Like so. We'll worry about the bottom in a second, but I think this is looking good. It's okay. That's not bad. We can still see pretty well. Here's the rocket launcher, and we can add rockets there. We added the connector just to connect to recharge, if anything. Recharge off of what? I don't know yet. we'll see where that goes. But I think here is where... Actually, no. Let's keep that. Here's where we can add a little bit more batteries. So we're just gonna kind of do it this way and add tons of small batteries. We don't necessarily need a lot of batteries because we have a reactor, but more batteries the better since we have the space for it anyways. So we can add kind of batteries down by the bottom and we should be okay. Yeah, so I think we'll go that route. So we should have, we had that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We still have 12, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. 12 batteries. We can add more somehow. But for now, this is looking a little bit on the longer side of things, which is not bad. And if we had to, we could put more batteries on the side here. So we can work with, or we can work with something along the lines of this to make it a little bit wider if we want to go that route. And of course, we can add a ton more down here right next to the connector. But of course, I kind of don't want to put it right next to the connector, which these are in danger too, because if we crash too hard down, it's going to break something. So the connector, we could probably extend it down one more, if anything. And I think, yeah, I think that's what we're going to do here. So if we really, really care to, we'll just add some more batteries down under, like so. And I'm okay with keeping it that way. We'll put this here. And the ejector slash connector down here. So from here, we'll just weld everything together. And we'll leave this unbatteried for now. And then the rest would be kind of like our thrusters and everything like that. So easy peasy in that case, right? So let's just gather our batteries. Okay, realize we forgot a gyroscope, so that's the problem. We can add that somewhere. Where can I add that? Probably right here, right under here. So it's kind of protected too. So we're fine. We'll stick it here. Okay, so that's the skeletal piece to our ship. And looking a lot shorter, skinnier this time around, so that's good. We could panel out the rest of this if we need to. But the next piece is going to be adding thrusters, so we got to work on that as well. Here we can kind of cover this up a bit. And maybe not that way. We want to do kind of something smaller so we could have that sticking out. All right, thrusting potential. Now the tricky part is because we have these batteries sticking out here, we probably have to build onto them. I was hoping not to build onto them, but I think we're gonna have to. We probably have to work with maybe 2 on each side, I think. So we could easily do like 2 here for backward thrust. And I'm okay with doing it this way to cover the batteries. So we have 2 here for backward thrusting. And our forward thrust we could put on top or on the bottom, either one. More inclined to put it up here. Yeah, we could put it up here. Actually, no, we're going to mimic the same on the bottom. So we're going to leave a lot of things kind of exposed. So that's the problem that I didn't want to have. But it should be okay. So we do 2 here. And we need our upward thrust and everything like that too. So that's going to be somewhere. Could be here. Could be here. Either one. Let's see. But at least we left some room for the side thrust. So we should be okay. And I think I should have put it right over here with the battery. So now the fact that I might have to remove a battery, that's going to be a problem. Because that's just wasting power cells. Unless we just add it right over here. No. Yeah, I think we should kind of add one right over here. So just plug in a quick little light armor block there. Put a side thrust there. And if we had to, we could put another one right over here by the saddle. Yep, let's do that. So that way we have 2 on each side, which is a little bit better than 1 on each side. All right, there we go. So we got a little bit of our side thrusting. We should probably use that instead. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so here we can kind of cover it up a little bit too. So we can use this design. Well, actually, no, we can't. So that's part of the saddle. Actually, yeah, why not? Just use that for now. And we can't cover that up because of how it is. Here we could do kind of the same design we did before with some panels. Kind of like this. Just for fun. And if we had to cover it up, we could cover it with a panel. But for the most part, I think this is looking pretty good. We are missing upward thrust, so we got to add that. Would have been nice to be able to add it right there. I should just add it right there, to be honest. Okay, so we can make this look a little bit better too. So how can we do that? Actually, let's just do it this way. And of course, the more designs I put on here, the heavier this thing is going to be. So that's always going to be a problem. Here we go. That looks nice-ish. Has some kind of protection there. And here we could do... looks like we can't do this block. We could do it this way. It's going to look a little different, but there's nothing wrong with that. And we're going to tack on this piece here. Just for that design. So there's a bit of a gap in between, which is fine. I mean, for airflow, if you want to call it that. And we can add the same thing for the bottom here if we have to. Okay, so never mind. I can't put a thruster there. I wanted to put the thruster there, which would have been a great placement, but we can't. A good placement would probably be with where the batteries are, but we're not going to get rid of the batteries. So that's definitely a no-go for now. And down here, actually, let's just do the longer version of these blocks. And we should have a block that fulfills this right here, right there. Yep. Okay, so this gives it a little bit of difference in terms of designing. This is held up by whatever, but it should be okay. We can add a little more batteries here if we want to. Or actually, no, we shouldn't use batteries. We're just going to taper it out. So we can taper it out with this here. And we're just going to do it the same thing with this. Right, it's that. Oh, that I don't need at all. And underneath here, we can just do panels and things like that. So not worried about that for now. And of course, we got to work on this other side. But of course, one thing we do need to work on is some upward thrusts. Where can we do upward thrusts? Upward thrusts we can do, I mean, right here is a decent spot. But that's just going to make everything look kind of odd. Yeah, it's definitely going to make it look odd. We could tack it on right here and right here, but we're just wasting, or at least out here, but we're wasting batteries this way. So, tough spot we're in. Where can we put upward thrust? We need probably 4 total. If I put one here, which is not a terrible spot, it will look decent. It wouldn't look too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna just throw one here. Yeah, let's just do that. All right, so that should kind of look, it looks odd, but that should do it. Okay, that's not terrible, but doable. Okay. Same thing here. We could just plug in these things here. Is that what I did on the other side? Yes. Okay, so that should be pretty decent. Yep, look good. We can set up a color scheme here, obviously. Upward thrust, we have 2 each. We need 1 more. And I think that 1 more should be right here with this battery. So we're probably going to end up wasting 1 battery. All right, so there we go. So we got 4 upward thrusts. Downward thrust we probably don't need because we're in a gravity planet. So I'm not too worried about that. I'm just gonna add a little bit more design to this, just a tad, nothing crazy. So now we gotta figure out how to situate these batteries a bit. So it's not looking too crazy or too bad. We could end up putting these slope blocks here just to cover it up a little bit. Yeah, you would do it this way or this way. Let's just try this way first back here. I'm not sure what I want to do with the one in front. The one in front, we could probably do a spotlight if we wanted to. I think that would be nice for the nighttime. So throw 2 spotlights right over here. And that's not too bad. Okay. How do we cover the rest? Well, of course, we can do a little bit of panel work here. So we could just do just any regular panels. And I kind of want to try this out. Where is that? That slope that we had just now. This one. It's like a little half slope thingy. And then there's a center panel that looks nice, which is this here. So we can do that, just have it floating just a tiny bit as a different type of look, and we can add a little tail towards the top here. So all that, I mean, it's not going to do anything. it's probably a bad idea, to be honest, but why not try it and see kind of how that works out. We should kind of find a way to glue this on a little bit more too, because this is just sticking out. If that piece falls out, the whole thing's gonna fall off. So kind of like, what's the point? So maybe not do this. And I mean, we could slope it with these barred windows, I think. Let's try it. Oh no, because that's in the center, so we don't have a center version of it. So that's not good. Okay, so we have to use a panel. And kind of use the center panel half block like this. Or just half block, I should say. Or half panel. And that should do it. And then we just throw in some barred windows here. If we want to do it. Yeah, if we want to use barred windows, we could do it right over here. So an interesting way of doing it, we could do this. And is there a slope one? Yes, there is. So we can slope it out there. Alright, so just trying something different, playing around with the playing with the barred windows. So we got that look going on there. Isn't too crazy. And there we go. I think we could add another corner here to fill it in. Can we? There we go. That gives it a kind of caged up look to it, which isn't terrible. Okay, so from back here, we're looking pretty decent. Okay, do we want to have landing gears? Probably not. I think we want to connect through a connector. Yeah. So we don't need a landing gear. We don't need this block, and we can fill in the rest. But let's just see how this is looking. Okay, so the back piece, this little thing here, not the greatest look, obviously. So I think we just kind of scrap that. Yeah, I don't know. Just leave it as that. And this battery's sticking out, so that's not fun, but we can always plug in some kind of panel to surround it. So basic panel just to surround the sides of it if we need to. Which won't look great, but I think that's the biggest flaw in this build here. I can work with that. It's not terrible. And here we can kind of keep with the same design. So we can just do, we can do this. Yep, that's fine. Cover it up. Looking decent. A little bit of a headpiece over there, and I think we're good. The only thing left to do is the bottom pieces. So the bottom pieces, we can utilize the same half block kind of situation here. But instead of going too far in, we just do it a little bit out there. And of course, obviously, we want to lift this guy to weld in the rest, if anything. But we're going to go all the way back here and do the half slope here. I think we should be able to weld this thing up without having to lift it up. Yep, we can. And that's just for added protection. It's not going to really protect much, but just a little bit. Just in case. And there we go. I think that should be it. That's kind of what we wanted to do here. And it's just a singular missile launcher. So we have that in our arsenal if we need to take down some turrets. We can mimic the same thing and blueprint and project it, and then put an autocannon if we want to use an autocannon instead. But obviously we have to change a little bit of the innards around to store the autocannon ammo. But in most case, this is looking pretty decent. Not too bad. I actually like the cage in the back, which is going to hold the batteries from getting shot. I don't like the design right over here, but I'm okay with it. It's not game breaking in anyways, but yeah. All right, color scheme. That's always the thing. Do we want to go with... What color scheme do we want to go with here? I kind of want to keep the middle white, but what do we want to do on the outside? Like a gold? We could do like a gold or yellow color, right? I really love the plastic look. If not the plastic, the weldless look would do good too. So color all this on the side gold, and we could do the same thing for that, because that does look like a separate piece of the ship. Like that. All right, that's good. What else can we color here? We can color our headpiece right here, the ridiculous headpiece that we're probably not going to ever use. Or we're probably going to lose like really quickly. We'll color the rest here. I think we should. Oop, did not mean to color that one. That's looking good. Two pieces right here, we can do that as well. This piece and this piece. We have our little drone-like ship, much smaller version of that in comparison. Don't know how well it flies yet, because there's only 2 thrusters on each side except for the upward thrust. We have a little bit of coloring to do right over here, and I think we're good. We could go with a darker gray scheme. Let's do weldless here and put it right over here. Put on the side here. Yeah, we do that. It's our ship. Let's see how this thing kind of flies. All right, we're on it. It is much smaller than our other one, which is this one right there. We don't have a lot of time on this right now because of the amount of power that's in there, which I didn't even add uranium into. Where's our uranium? We do have some. Let's just grab, I think 10's more than enough, I think. Can I plug it in from here? I would hope so. And I guess we'll throw our... No, I was about to say throw some uranium in our saddle, so that's gonna be fun in terms of getting radiation down below. But there we go. We have 11 hours now, so even better. And this thing, all right, I like this. Let me blueprint this before I crash it. And yep, this is flying a lot better than the other one, which is because it's so much lighter and everything like that, and we have a reactor in here. Maybe if we add a reactor, it might make a difference, potentially. But this here, whoa, looks like my guy's getting a little lazy here for some reason. Right, so yeah, not sure why my guy was on a lazy boy saddle, but I got that fixed. Our gyroscope should be 100%. Yep, we're 100%. This thing rides okay. Speed-wise, it could use a little more thrusters to pick up speed a little bit faster, but I don't think it would be necessary. We have connectors, we have a rocket launcher, we have reactors, and I think that's it. So we could program the same way as we did with everything else. All thrusters except for the back be our gas, and our back will be our brakes, and we should be good. Here's our missiles. We don't have a red dot just yet. We just need to add the missiles. Here's where I want to test it out too. The whole fact that I lost missiles before somehow. All right, we don't need that much. Let's just grab 20 missiles. All right, so from here we do have to load up our rocket launcher, right? So we're gonna have to do this manually. So by manually, we gotta load it up in front. So we throw 4 in here, we lose 3. Don't know why, but we do have 4, so maybe it is loaded up in that case. And there's the red dot right there in the front. I should have added a camera so it can zoom as well. Should I even add the camera? I should, so I can see better. Yeah, definitely should add the camera so I can see better. So we could do the top mounted camera, but do we want to put up here? Yeah, let's just put up here. Either up there or down here, but I think up here would be fine. Yeah, that looks okay. I'm alright with that. And this way, at least, now we can get a nice little look from a viewpoint status. Like that. And we can see the red dot. So this is nice. And because I have the camera panning mod, and you can see right through the missiles, we have that there. Now, towards the bottom, we should probably color this as well. So let's just do the gold or yellow plastic here. Oh, had to mess that up. Okay, so that is our design here. Not too bad. And it's small enough to maneuver. So the question is, and this is a quick little experiment, which is I highly doubt it will work. Can you connect small grid with large grid connectors? And of course the answer is no. Which makes a lot of sense. But had to try it for fun and see how that kind of works out. Okay, so since we have that now set up, we could actually put this auto turret right underneath us too, if we really want to go that route. Only if we want to go that route, or put it underneath here. We're probably not going to go that route for now. So what we do have to do now, in this case, is stop recharging for now. Hopefully we have enough batteries. Yes, we do. And take out this turret because we don't need it anymore. So this turret Does have the autocannon ammo in here. So we'll just take that out and take this thing out. And here we could put a connector. A small connector. So we have that going for us. And another option, because it's small enough, we could potentially put it on top of these if we wanted to do, if we want to go that route. But of course this rover is going to be super, super heavy if we do something like that anyway. So there's several ways we could put the ejector or conveyor, and I kind of want to put it here. So we're going to just build a small one right like this. And then we'll throw in the ejector connector thingy. Oop. And this rover needs a little bit of TLC in terms of look, but we kind of left it as is for a while now. For some reason. We could add these here, I think. Oh, no. Searchlight's protecting that. Do this just for fun. And again, it did need some TLC because this got damaged at one point, it looks like. And we never did anything about it. Alright, so that's fine. Wish this could be a little bit lower, but it can't right now. So, but it's okay. Now we can add in our fighting drone. Or fighting missile or missile launching speeder here. And kind of connect it. So I've never connected small connectors on small connectors before. So this is going to be a fun little test here. Okay, so that wasn't as bad at all. And we could turn off all thrusters. Okay, so this is now really, really top heavy. So that gets a little bit worrisome too now. So, we're just going to kind of leave it as this. Let's just see how it kind of maneuvers. Yeah, it's really top heavy actually. We need a much wider rover if we want to be on the more safer side of things. We need to cancel out that connector to be on parking. So that was a little bit on the sketchy side. Where's this connector? Not to use on parking. And same with this one. Not to use on parking. All right. That was a close one. Here we go. We're going to connect there. We're going to turn off the thrusters. We don't need it. Because we're connected. If I turn this thruster on, it only turns that one on. All right, that's fine. Okay. So if we have a wider wheelbase, I think we're going to switch these to 5x5s. I think we're going to have to do that. Unpark it. And now we drive away. So do we have anything in this here? No, we have a cockpit that has magazines for some reason. And not a rifle. Did I lose the rifle somehow? Probably. Okay, that's fine. But at least now, as you can see, I can drive this thing fairly okay. Okay, so we're not flipping over, so that's a good thing. It looks like it's floating, so I need to make some kind of docking system up there. Or make it further back a bit. Honestly, I think if I had the hydrogen, I could put it right over here. Right on the connector. As a decent spot. Okay, now I'm a little too far and then I gotta run back and get some stuff really quick. So yeah, it being top heavy can pose a problem down the line, especially when I run into something crazy. But I could always turn on the thrusters and kind of be okay. Hopefully. But once again, I think I get it lower. So I can get it lower to right here actually. There's a access point right over here. So why not use that access point? Let me unload off of this. Oh, close call. Gotta apply my flight check on this. Okay, so we get rid of this, and that. Here is where we can put the connector, which is a much, much better spot. Yeah, I think that's the way to go. Yep, that seems to be the better bet in terms of doing that. The rest here, we can apply some panels if we want to. Or maybe even a cap here. Or that door opening one. I actually like that one a lot. What was it called? Cap? No. It wasn't a cap. It was the panel. This panel right here. This is like becoming my favorite thing to use in terms of panels. So we can open and close the doors. So hopefully we can land, but if we open this up to land, that's not going to work. But we should be able to just park this guy right into that connector. All right, so this is going to be on the rougher side of things, but we should be okay. Hopefully nothing breaks. We're going to hit that panel, which probably was a bad idea, but no, it's not a bad idea. Okay. Park that guy right there. Now we're much more flushed. We're a little bit more back heavy towards this side now, but that should be okay. But I think we're good. So what's great about it now is we have tons and tons of cargo container space. Can we open these doors for fun? Oh, we could open it. I don't know if that's going to do anything, but let's not play around with Clang over there. So actually, let me... Oop. It's going to break something. No, let's just bring this up a little bit. And I'm just going to rotate it ever so slightly for the sake of it. Okay, and we're good there. So we have missiles in here. If I load up one more, we're gonna waste it. Do we have 5? We do get 5. Okay, that's not bad. And then back here is where we can load the missiles. So if we need the missiles, we'll do that there. Okay, so I think that is the better bet in terms of having a singular weapon per speeder in that way, which acts pretty well. It's decent. It's not too heavy. It moves quickly, and it should work out the way I intended it to work out. And we can transport it using our vehicle. Of course, we're gonna have to update this respawn pod sometime in the future because it's gonna carry those things. But a drone, on the other hand, could fit right over here too. Or on top of it. So we could have a drone next if we want to do that way. Because in terms of weapons, block weapons, we do have assault cannons, assault auto cannons, Gatling guns. We can't do artillery. We could do a rail gun. That we can strive for. And make that into a drone. So we could definitely do a lot with a small drone, and I think that's what we're gonna do next. But I think it's a good idea to play around with this one for now. Nice little missile drone. I did blueprint it, right? Yeah, I did blueprint it, so we could always make more of the same drone, change the color, change out this in terms of the weapon, and kind of utilize it that way. So I think I'm liking this. In terms of driving it, I don't know how well it's gonna drive with it on top. But let's go to Wasp Ridge and see what kind of trouble we can get ourselves into. Coffee would add there. Let's split our food just in case we kind of get ourselves in a rough situation. And I think we're good. I should bring a rocket launcher with me, a personal rocket launcher, if I end up getting myself in trouble. So we'll bring this rocket launcher with us. And I think we should be okay. I'm gonna hold on to the rocket launcher. I'm not gonna get rid of it. We have 15 rockets there and 5 up top, so we should be okay for the most part. Time to head over to Wasp Ridge. That did not just happen.